Australian Poetry Hall of Fame and myself would like to acknowledge the first people of Australia and the traditional custodians of the land on which I stand, the Banbai people, and acknowledge all custodians of all First Nations of Australia and the elders past, present and emerging, and their continuing connection to the land. This poem is by Eliza Hamilton Dunlop, published on the 13th of December 1838, and is about the Myall Creek massacre on the 10th of June 1838. It's from her work Songs of an Exile, number 4, and it's called The Aboriginal Mother from Myall Creek. Oh, hush thee, hush, my baby, I may not tend thee yet, our forest home is distant far, and midnight star is set. Now hush thee, or the pale-faced men will hear thy piercing wail, and what would then thy mother's tears or feeble strength avail? Oh, couldst thy little bosom that mother's torture feel, or couldst thou know thy father's lies struck down by English steel? Thy tender form would wither like the niven on the sand, and the spirit of my perished tribe would vanish from our land. For thy young life, my precious, I fled the field of blood, else had I for my chieftain's sake defied them where they stood, but basely bound my woman arm, no weapon might it wield. I could but cling round him I loved to make my heart a shield. I saw my firstborn treasure lie headless at my feet, the gore on his hapless breast in his life stream is wet. And thou, I snatched thee from their sword, it harmless passed by thee, but clave the binding cords and gave haply the power to flee. To flee, my babe, but whither? Without my friend, my guide, the blood that was our strength is shed, he is not by my side. Thy sire, oh never, never shall Toonbakra hear our cry, my bold and stately mountain bird, I thought not he could die. Now who will teach thee, dearest, to poise the shield and spear, to wield the coupon or to throw the boomerang void of fear? The breast, the river in its height, the mountain tracks to tread, the echoes of my homeless heart reply, the dead, and ever must their murmur like an ocean torrent flow. The parted voice comes never back to cheer our lonely woe. Even in the region of our tribe, beside our summer streams, 'tis but a hollow symphony in the shadow land of dreams. Oh, hush thee, dear, for weary and faint I bear thee on. His name is on thy gentle lips, my child, he's gone. Gone o'er the golden fields that lie beyond the rolling cloud, to bring thy people's murder cry before the Christian's God. Yes, oh, the stars that guide us, he brings my slaughtered boy to shew their God how treacherously the stranger men destroy. To tell how hands in friendship pledged piled high the fatal pyre, to tell of the gloomy ridge and the stockman's human fire. That's by Eliza Hamilton Dunlop. the Aboriginal mother from Myall Creek.